ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pyroclast podcast, where hot topics explode and anything goes.
Yeah.
We have a lot of music and news to talk about today, guys. So let's get into it. First off, let's start off by introducing these sons of bitches. To my right is Mr. Clifford CX3 Conway. How are you?
Pretty damn fine.
Pretty damn fine. He just worked a 2-hour shift, so he's doing great. And adjacent to me is none other than Mr. Psycho Sane.
What?
Ooh. He's collecting EDD unemployment insurance right now. He's doing really great.
I need to reply to that email.
He turns it in every fucking Sunday, so he's doing really, really well. He gets his re-up pretty fast.
It's all in Braille. I don't know. I think I'm blind.
And across from me is Mr. Boodle, Nuclear Rock, Eder Vasquez.
Nuclear.
So if he quit his weekend job as a fucking stripper, now he's selling a reused denim at the alleys in LA.
Yes,
so he's doing real good.
Straight from Mexico.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Import.
Import.
And then to my left is Mr. Voodoo Kyle.
Good to be back.
He's also doing very well for himself. He's taking is it cooking and baking at East LA College. He's doing very, very well.
We've been working on truffles.
Fuck, man. That's
the past week.
So if you guys need any tips on how to do fucking bicep truffles, that's your man right there, dude. Plus, he has a bus pass, Metro tap card, thanks to Nuclear Rock. So anyway, guys, I want to share something, you guys. I mean, I drive to fucking Hollywood back and forth, but what the fuck is up with KROQ, guys? I don't know what happened.
They just play like a song that's 20 years old that we've heard a million times, Nirvana, Papa Roach, and they sprinkle them in with like 4 new songs that aren't really rock anymore.
Yeah, what are they though? Like
a lot of the songs are kind of electronic, and then like with a beat, you know, like an electronic beat.
Kind of like was it Foster the People started that shit? Kind of.
No, I think they use real drums in their band, but it's just kind of like there's no hard edge anymore to KROQ. It's kind of like a pop station now.
I agree for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? Okay, what's the resolve though?
Here's my take on it.
Okay,
here's my take on it. Music comes in cycles, man. You know what I mean? Right now, people are just on that electronic trip.
Yeah, like Lion King, Circle of Life type shit. Is that what you're talking about?
Damn. And radio stations are struggling. They're, you know, a lot of a lot of Spanish radios taking over a lot of channels
in LA.
Yeah, in LA, talk radio is just fucking horrible. Everywhere you fucking listen to it is the same shit. Everybody copies Howard Stern.
I was gonna say he's the model for that shit, right?
Of course, yeah. He went to satellite. It's all they say and do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, any radio station, because I do listen to a lot of satellite radio. Any station you hear that's talk radio, they are pretty good. I mean, it's just there is something about not censoring people that just
I need to get on the
makes it a lot better.
Dude.
Yeah,
seriously, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you just get the digital one, which is like I think $14 a month,
right?
It's worth it. It's damn worth it.
Now.
And then also the podcasting thing, you know, this need of having everything at the same time and wanting to just binge watch and binge listen to just a lot of shit also doesn't help. You know, nobody listens to music on the radio anymore. I mean, when was the last time you said, "Oh, the new Metallica's coming out. Let me tune in to 95.5 to listen to Metallica." It's like nobody fucking does that.
The last time I tuned in to a station was when KROQ played Lateralis from front to back without any commercials.
That was like an anniversary type of like weekend or some shit.
I don't know what that was, but it was a day. It was when they debuted, when Tool debuted that album.
Fuck.
And
dude.
I was at my grandma's house because my radio at home sucked. And I don't think I wanted to listen to him in my car or something. I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but I went and I was like, Grandma, I'm going to use your radio to listen to this album. I just chilled by the radio. Felt like I was in the 40s or something. You know, I was like chilling by the radio, all stoked, just listening to her radio.
Wow.
That was it. Listening to the whole album front to back. I was like, this album's insane.
Now, here's the fucking flip side. I didn't know that CBS owns most of these fucking stations now.
Yeah, it's the only company that can afford them.
Right.
And they're letting, what was it? Like, I think it was a year ago or something like that, or a little bit less than that. I can't remember really when. But they started to sell a lot of, what's it called? I guess just the dials for the radio stations.
Right.
And a lot of them went to Mexican talk shows.
Well, that's where the money's at. Everyone that kind of knows that, you know. So KROQ, I hate to say it. I mean, as Mexican as I am, but that's where they fucking so like to
that's
spend
where
money.
KROQ is
in
like
SoCal.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. They really don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
And they're just playing, you know, anything that's new. If they see that it's new and hit and happening, you know, indie music used to just be on KCRW. Now it's on KROQ all the fucking time.
And granted, dude, and I'll bring this up, Cliff, because I'm a huge fucking Rage Against the Machine fan. I remember Eder and I went to go watch Prophets of Rage, and I was sad. I cried. But they don't even play Prophets of Rage music on fucking KROQ.
No, they don't.
It's like that. What happened to that relationship they had? Was it Zach or was it Tom?
No. It had nothing.
It's a new generation.
Yeah, they don't. It's bullshit. Like, okay, like it went from playing Monkey Wrench from the Foo Fighters off of Color and the Shape to, was it fucking Halsey?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with what Eder said, and I hadn't even really put it into perspective in that way, that the radio stations, that's their only way to survive right now, is to play just a bunch of shit that everybody is into, as opposed to real good genre specific music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They can't just be KROQ; they have to be K everything that's selling right now.
Right. Speaking of selling, I remember Clifford. You told me this a while back, that the Black Album from Metallica sells 5,000 copies a week still?
Yeah, that was just made headlines.
Really?
Was that an actual like print? Like it went online on record to say that?
He had an interview recently where they informed him that Black Album still sells 5,000 albums a week.
That's crazy because
fuck, man, that shit was recorded like in 1990,
25 years ago. 91.
Jesus Christ.
I was actually just looking a week before I heard about this. I was just looking at the Billboard charts for the top albums, and that album was like 51 or something, but it was still on there. It's still on there, and it was the second longest running album in history on the Billboard. Can you guys, anybody know what the first one is?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Really? Well, you said it was 25 years ago? Roughly, right? Yeah. And there's a couple other ones that reached that milestone too. Was it Nirvana's Nevermind? Chili Peppers is Blood Sugar Sex Magic, I believe.
Yeah. Those are all three big albums that hit the 25 anniversary milestone.
That's so crazy. That
but if you listen, like that shit, like they don't even have to play it on KROQ, dude. They never had to. That's what I mean. Like, okay, what type of syndication are they now fucking going for is my question.
Do you remember, I don't know if you guys remember a quote. I remember seeing something on YouTube. I was listening to some, I get into phases. I binge, like we were talking about binge watching podcasts and shows. It was, I was listening to The Doors. I think I was just learning some music.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing Jim Morrison. And I remember him sitting back looking like he had a rough night, got his glasses on. And he sits back and he goes, I believe in the future that music will be mostly electronic rhythms, being with soulful music being sang over it.
Wow.
And that will be what everybody will listen to. It'll be electronic sounds, rhythms and drums, all electronic, and then soulful singing over the top. And I don't know if he was saying that as a prediction or prophecy, being as kind of ahead of his time as he was, or if he was saying it like, it's all going to be electronic, like an old man, and gonna have soulful singing, and that's about it. But when he said that, I'm like, dude, that's literally everything I hear for video game trailers to TV show trailers.
Yeah,
it's all that type of thing.
He was probably just having a moment of prophecy because he was fucking 27 when he died. So I don't think he was having an old man moment.
No, I mean,
or like, maybe he was just really high.
No, but I wasn't sure if like the sentiment, the feeling behind it was like a bad thing, or if he just knew that it was going to be like that.
Yeah, but there was nothing to compare that. There was no electronic music in his era.
Yeah, that's what tripped me out when he said that. And then it's like weird. now I'm noticing a lot of music is like that with like I said, with trailers for movies, for games. Well, they take 90s, a lot of stuff for our age group.
Right.
They'll take 90s music, they'll make it electronic. We'll have a female singer doing some type of
like
and that's what brings me higher.
I think we're talking about
incredible.
we were talking real quick. It's like Battlefield games has like the Seven Nation Army done electronic, and they have
wow, I never knew that.
Unforgiven. I think Metallica's Unforgiven or Nothing Else Matters was one I just heard recently for like Titanfall or something, and I'm like, what song is that? I know this song. Fuck? Jim Morrison, you smart motherfucker.
Okay, so that brings me to this point is, okay, Jim Morrison was forecasting that music was going to be, and I wasn't saying a lot easier to compose and make, but it was going to be regurgitated a lot more, which brings me to this point. Like, okay, I work at an audio engineering school, and what I see is a lot of, it's kind of like the fast food of music now. I'm not bashing on EDM because I guess it's a general term, EDM, electronic dance music. Okay,
yeah, it covers
nowadays,
right?
Yeah.
So it could be up tempo, it could be double time, whatever.
It's like these days, it's like saying metal.
Yeah, exactly. And you know that's why you have all the subsidiaries.
Like Kyle said, you know, it comes in waves. Like a couple years ago, it was like drum and bass, and you know, and it was still electronic. But now it's EDM.
And how EDM. Quickly do these people crank this shit out? Very quickly.
Yeah.
And they get it mixed, they get it mastered. And then I go in and read some shit about Tool. Did you guys hear about the shit about Tool?
No.
What happened?
What is it? The new album, Cliff. It's taking how long to fucking make?
Oh, is it?
It's taking 10,000 days, like
okay,
the last album.
Fuck, is it going to take you 10,000? It better be the most spectacular shit you ever read. But it's Tool.
No, it's actually been more like around probably 3,000 days. Honestly.
Okay, so
but still,
like,
it's been 10 years since their last album.
Is it a concept thing or what? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so the question,
it's still a long time, yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, how can you put a time limit on writing music? I mean, is it really? Does it really have to take you a long time,
right, for
the song to be good, or do you think you can just do it Beatles style and then just record on the road?
Okay,
and like shit like that. Like, but
brings us to this point because you're a Metallica hater. The new Metallica shit that just came out. Look how long it's been since they came out with an album. It's been
great.
Fucking 8 years.
Yeah.
You like it?
I do like it.
Oh wow! Guys, we have a breakthrough. It's gonna work.
I do.
Hell yeah! So you?
It sounds just like the old stuff.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. It's been 8 years. Since Death Magnetic.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been 8 fucking crazy. And they won a fucking Grammy for that.
No, that came out in like
2008. I remember I'm a Metallica freak and he's a Metallica hater. So I know this because I know where they recorded it. I know what engineer they used, everything.
That puts some shit into perspective because that's one of the last albums that I really got into and I was super stoked about, you know? So it's like, you know how when you there are times in your life where you just listen to an album over and over and over and then everything around it just kind of puts you into a specific time place.
Right.
Yeah.
And that time place right now just shot me back to it's apparently 8 years ago.
Yeah. Right? It's like, wild. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize how long ago it was. Right. And then there's other groups that I know I've been out of the game for a while and then they come. The only one that I fucking anticipated so goddamn long was Rage. Right. And I'm like, they did reunion tours, but yet none of them got together like, hey, let's just go in the fucking studio, jam out. Okay, you listen to Audio Slave tracks, right? And then you listen to the new Prophets of Rage shit. Zach could have easily wrote some sick fucking lyrics of those songs.
Same thing, dude. You listen to, you know, One Day as a Lion and whatever the fuck he's calling his new
with
song
the Mars Volta drummer, right? Was that the guy?
The drummer and
John Theodore.
Yeah.
John Theodore, right?
And you were really into the One Day as a Lion stuff, huh?
No?
A little bit.
It was.
You turned me on to him.
It sounded good, but
it was
what he did in One Day as a Lion was use his voice with a synthesizer that sounded like Tom Morello.
Synthesizer?
And that's what it was. Yeah.
Wow.
I saw him live and I thought it was another guitar player.
One day as a Mexican.
It wasn't. It was just him. It was just him, a drummer, and a synthesizer.
Well, I got something to say though.
His front incisor?
About the songwriting process.
With who though? In general?
Everybody's different,
okay.
You know? Some guys can just crank out music, right? Like the Beatles on the road. Those guys were just in an extremely experimental time where not a lot had been done in the genre that they were working with. In fact, they were inventing the genre, based on all the drugs they were doing. With the EDM thing, I feel like it's a numbers game. Let's create as many songs as possible, and they can be average.
Right.
And the difference maker is we take someone who's already popular, a singer, and we put her on this average song, or we put him on this average song, and it's a hit. Obviously, they got a lot of producers.
Right.
They are good tunes. I agree with you. Like what you were saying, like some of it's really, really
the quality, the production, everything.
But the production's fantastic. But a lot of it is just nursery rhyme melodies.
Dude, I keep finding Chris Brown is on everything. I'm at the gym all the time working out, and that Chris Brown is on every track.
Yeah,
everything.
Rihanna.
Ridiculous. He's with Sia, Rihanna. He's with himself.
It's all the same top people, and they're just cycling over all these different tracks. Granted, the music is cool, like you guys said. The production is good. I think it's a numbers game in that genre. But as far as Tool is concerned, they have had a lot of law battles in court.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's a flip side. That's the other side of the coin.
That's keeping them from creating and finishing this album. So I think we have to, put that in perspective. That it's not all their fault. I know that they're trying. Obviously, they're being as lucrative as possible in their side projects.
I hate to jump subject here for you guys, but that's something I wanted to cover in another podcast. But I have bone to pick with somebody, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. I've had bone to pick with this fucking dude, and I don't care how fucking famous his band is and how long he's been around. I wasn't even born when this fucking band was. And Rod from Steel Rod, if you're listening, you're gonna hate me for this, but I hate Kiss. Fuck Gene Simmons. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. You bleed red. I don't care how much money you have.
Hold on, Jaime asked for a beer.
Okay.
Power up.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so he said something again. And when I mean something again, it's like, dude, just keep your fucking mouth shut. And he should be eating his own words, because he said, and I quote, celebrities need to shut their pinholes when talking about pie holes. What the fuck he fucking
their pinholes, fucking pinhead pie holes.
He can't say I don't know, dude. I don't get the guy. I never got the band. I'm not a fan. But this motherfucker needs to shut up, or dude. I just don't. Oh, what's up with this guy, Cliff? Please elaborate. If I were to see him in public, I wouldn't care about it. When I get starstruck, I'd probably throw fucking.
Please be honest.
I think he kind of like tries to make headlines by being controversial.
Yeah.
So he's trying to be relevant.
He's trying to be relevant, but he's kind of like he just kind of takes a stance, and he makes headlines a lot for just saying this kind of crap. Like he said, he thinks that politicians or that musicians and entertainers shouldn't comment on politics, because it's not their place.
And Kiss shouldn't own a fucking arena football team, because they know nothing about football. Say your fucking business out of it, you fucking dick.
Damn. Well, look, he's just really opinionated.
Exactly.
So
he's
am I.
Some people are so opinionated that if you put a microphone in front of them, and if they're famous enough, it's gonna make headlines.
Like him lying to his own fucking wife about not sleeping with all those women.
I've slept with over 100,000 women. Please don't give me any shit about that.
But
I know you suck that dang dang.
You don't agree with him at all?
And then I don't.
You don't think musicians and actors should just not get into politics?
No, because why would they? Then if that's the case, there would be no Rage Against the Machine. There would be no Public Enemy. There would be no KRS-One. There would be no Mortal Technique, Tech 9. Holla at your boy, man.
I feel like celebrities in general, they all have an opinion. They all have a political opinion, right? But they don't want to be known for being that outspoken person, because it hurts their image.
Exactly.
Right? People don't give a the average person, doesn't want to associate a celebrity with politics. But then you get someone who's mega celebrity and surpasses that level of critique, like Leonardo DiCaprio when he won his first Academy Award. He went off on the climate change thing.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you want to say that that's like a political thing. To me, I don't know how you can call that political, because
it's called confirmation bias, dude.
But I
that's
know
what it is.
I know that there are people who don't believe in climate change, and there's some who do. But it's just crazy to me to be on the side of people who don't think that it's happening, because I understand that there are a lot of scientists who said it wasn't happening and that there was climate cooling and all this other stuff. But right now, it is a fact that
denial is not just a river in Egypt.
What
this month is the hottest month in history, recorded history anyway. On this planet, and it's every month this year has consecutively been the hottest recorded month. So that's just something you can't debate. And even he was like, look, we were talking with climatologists to get our proper shots for this movie. He was like, we had to traverse the whole planet to find the right places to shoot. We kept having to move. So he would know. Obviously, he's really active. He is himself. He produced the Cowspiracy movie that was really big on Netflix.
I watched it, and it made me less guilty about fucking, taking a longer shower. Because it's not me that's wasting all the fucking water.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And let's knock that myth right out of the gate. I got charged 5% from my water company, an increase in 5% of our water bill, which isn't really a lot, but still for them to fucking be blaming the drought on our water use is fucking ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if they're blaming it on the. I don't know if they're blaming it on our use. They're saying that there is a drought. Let's use less. Right. But how about let's not let Nestle Company come in and use our natural reservoirs and privatize the water that we have in this industry what's the name of it? Municipal supply that we have for all the cities. But then number two, and this is something that could be addressed worldwide, but mostly in America because we consume 3 times more meat than any other country.
I thought it was Brazil.
No, not even them.
Because they have a surplus of meat.
That's just their.
They do have a surplus of meat, but they don't. But that's because they don't eat a lot of meat. You know what I mean? They
just bring it this way, homie. Me and Cliff gonna make some burgers this weekend.
But the point is that water consumption is happening because it's being privatized and because it's being used for animal agriculture.
So, hence, do you see a war on water in the near future?
Jesus,
it's already happening in Syria.
Oh fuck!
That is one of the
Clifford. See what you did.
That is one of the underlying things that people don't understand about Syria. And I'll just be brief about this because I know we don't need this podcast to go in that direction. But
for the record, we've marched for it 3 years ago.
But oil in Iraq, heroin in Afghanistan, and now oil, and even more importantly for Israel, water. Because the Jordan River flows from Syria and separates Jordan and Israel and runs along the Gaza Strip and Palestine.
Where the fuck is Kevin Costner when you need him?
Dude,
right?
Where's Cliff Conway when we need him, man?
So what's happening right now is because the planet's getting so hot, the Jordan River is drying up, and Israel is having the United States go in and fuck the shit out of Syria to impose sanctions, change the government all around, and let it legally change the percentage of the water that they're getting to Jordan River.
I just find it fascinating as fuck that we focus a lot on that Middle East, but yet our fucking neighbors down south in Mexico, they're what? They're smuggling oil now. Well, they're trafficking more fucking women and children. Yeah, even guys.
Absolutely excellent.
Well, we're just like, oh yeah, it's like, Cliff, you have a neighbor, you're like, oh yeah, they always fight. I heard some gunshots, but but we're doing this on this side.
Pinche Chapo Guzman.
That dude's getting tortured.
It's not a Chapo, it's a Chipo.
You really think he's getting tortured?
No. He's living a comfortable life.
He's getting tortured. He has like fucking those big ass
he's getting
leaves
tortured
to fucking fan him out.
Pick out of the new iPhone.
He's getting torture exactly.
I cannot listen to my music. I don't have a pinchy headset.
Is it an iPhone 8? Well, I mean,
at least it's free.
I know we like to branch out and talk shit, but I wanted to. So something that's pretty interesting is this is news to me because I had no idea, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Cliff might know this because he's a little more versed than I am. What's the relationship with Birdman and Lil Wayne?
What the fuck?
What's this whole shit?
Left field.
Switching it to the rap game.
No. I'm also into the rap game. I'm on.
Supposedly, Birdman and Lil Wayne, who Birdman kind of was like the father figure to Lil Wayne.
Oh, a father figure. I thought it was his actual dad.
No, he calls him his son. Well, for the last,
like Tom Likas calls all.
They've been in a kind of like a rap beef because they won't let him release his new music because supposedly Lil Wayne got paid $100 million.
Okay.
For his a contract with Universal and Cash Money, a joint contract. and 50 million was supposed to go to Lil Wayne, and 50 million to Cash Money, but Birdman kept all the money.
Why did he do that?
And Lil Wayne hasn't got any of that money, and the whole contract was signed because of him. And then
what the?
And now,
respect.
yeah, and
Like,
then
that's my
they're
money,
going back and
motherfucker.
forth about hating each other and then loving each other.
There's
And-
got to be a way to get out of contact.
And then
the fuck,
now there's a
dude?
court. There's been a lawsuit going on.
Dude, no one's been fucked that bad by a record contract since fucking John Fogerty from Creedence.
I was gonna say
And that's supposed to be his
CCR, dude.
family. And then I guess the judge said, you have to show us Cash Money's books for the last 3 years to show where that money went.
Oh shit.
And then Birdman told him, we don't keep books. And then the judge said, well, you have 30 days
You
to
don't know
make
how to read.
That is the most bizarre fucking.
Wow.
And then even freaking,
Hip-hop beef,
did
dude.
you hear about this though? Birdman supposedly had Lil Wayne's tour bus shot up.
Why would he do that?
And somebody got the fall for it, who was Young Thug's manager.
What?
He got like 15 years in jail or something
man.
for it.
Jesus Christ.
And like,
Jesus.
that's supposedly his quote unquote son, but he shot up his bus and stole 50 million from him.
Man, they don't keep books. They don't read books.
Damn, dude. Like, why the fuck? It's like shooting up a metro bus, man. That's fucked up. Like, you don't know who's in there, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of ruthless motherfucker would do that, man?
Put some respect on my name.
Well, it's like tough love. Yeah. Put some respect on my name.
Tough love.
It's like, fuck, I
Arms crossed.
gotta fucking drive around in a Batman ass fucking suited up bus and shit, dude. Bulletproof
yeah.
ass. It's like, yeah, it takes AK-47
Max
bullets, so
looking
let's
bus.
ride. Nope. Yeah, but dude, come on. What kind of shit is that, dude? I mean, that's just the kind of shit that's happening in the fucking hip hop game, dude.
Yeah,
Trying to be
Birdman's got
hard.
that thing on lock, man. He's stealing from all those artists.
that
shit.
is fucking highway
More
robbery,
gangster,
dude.
man. More gangster.
So who's not fucking stealing from anyone? Nobody, right? I mean, I watch these. Was it Love and Hip Hop fucking series? Yeah, someone's stealing from somebody all the time, and
All
then
the
they
time.
fuck yo bitch.
All the time. All right, that's enough hip
It
hop.
happened to me twice a week.
But
Let's blow that one up.
No,
more.
I mean,
let's keep this a metal show.
it's interesting how we just throw in a
Yeah,
little
because
bit
I'm
of
puzzled. I don't know who these people are.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're here for. To educate yourself,
Birdman
dude.
is a man who's made of
Birdman.
feathers.
You
I
have
thought-
to remember.
I thought we were talking about the
stumble
movie.
upon a lot of these fucking topics, and then Cliff fucking feeds me a lot of shit too because it's.
No, I
fucking
learned
great.
something. I learned Birdman
Lil-
is just a movie.
I learned.
Lil Wayne is also known as
But,
Weezy.
You know what I do,
AKA
like,
Lil Tunchi.
what I do like about Cliff and what he shares. I mean, Cliff's a drummer, right?
Right.
He shares like a lot of. I forgot what playthrough you showed me, but I think it's the guy from Mastodon. You showed me. I think you shared an article where he likes to actually view playthroughs
Yeah,
of his fucking
he
music.
just made headlines because he revealed that when he goes on tour and has to refresh his mind about their catalog,
Mhm.
he'll look at fan-made videos of them playing their songs.
Yeah.
A tutorial. So
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
so
That
he
is-
can because
that's
he
fucking
said
insane,
there's
dude.
80 songs in the Mastodon catalog. So it gets kind of overwhelming. So he'll just pull up a YouTube video of a fan dissecting his own riffs
He's
and
learning.
to kind of refresh his memory.
Wow.
He's learning in his own shit from somebody else's
he's a
shit. So he's
reverse-
playing his own shit.
like a
but hold
reverse
on.
method.
That's
actor?
Bill Kelleher from
Is that meta?
Mastodon.
Hold on. Now I've got the kind of mind to be able to remember a lot of riffs. I've learned a lot of Metallica riffs, Pantera riffs, whatever, all kinds of riffs, all kinds of different genres. But I'm not that great with lyrics. So if I'm doing a long cover set, I always need to have the lyrics. Even top artists will have monitors on stage. Like you name it, the top
Yeah.
guys.
Glenn
Neil
Campbell.
Diamond,
Conway Twitty.
Paul
Yeah.
McCartney, Conway Twitty.
Conway.
All the guys at the very top. You know what I mean? They'll still have
You
their
know what's
words
Yeah.
It's
on the top of the screen.
That's
Yeah.
so real because like I remember when Korn had that whole Follow the Leader tour. Jonathan Davis will always forget the lyrics of his own fucking music, dude.
Aaron
And he'll
Lewis
just
would
start
do that.
mumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Got the Life. Like, I'm like, what the fuck did he just say?
Dude,
Got the memory block.
Aaron Lewis of Stain.
pathetic loser.
He would do his one man shows, and he would do some of the Stain songs too, and he'd be up there and literally forget what he's doing.
Wow.
And the audience would be like, he'd be like,
marijuana does not affect your memory.
yeah, he'd be up there just on a spliff, man, and then he'd be like, he sits alone again, and what does he do? And the audience is like, learns to love. He's like, okay, yeah, that's right. Dude, it happens.
Oh man, that's what the president.
Even your favorite band, I heard him in an interview, and they were talking about, Metallica was talking about that they have to practice their songs because sometimes they forget. Quick question for all you musician guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you really have to focus on learning how to play tabs, or do you just try to come up with, like, especially when you're writing songs? I understand when you're doing covers and stuff like that you want to play it to as closest to the original as you possibly can. But when you come up with music, do you think it's actually necessary for you to learn how to play like different tabs and different things, or do you think you could just like play your way through it and just kind of feel it?
That's kind of a two-part
learn
question.
The basics.
It's kind of a two-part question. Like,
yeah, you go, and then I'll have a.
Yeah, I'll try to be brief. I think what you're saying is it's like, do you rely on writing things out, or do you have to have a base of knowledge in order to create something original as a starting point, or can you just kind of go with the flow and write? Now, I think it's kind of the same thing, because if you're a good musician and you've been playing for a while, you already have your own experience under your belt and all those other things that you've done and experimented with that you can draw forward from. Now, if you're the kind of person who is just always, you've been playing an instrument for like 2 years or something, and you've only been doing other people's songs, that's still good enough for you to just be like, okay, I think it's time for me to start writing. I feel like I want to write some stuff. I've learned a bunch of music from this artist and yada yada, and it's the same. It literally is the same thing. Whether you're drawing from the experience of learning from other people or just from creating on your own, either way is the same. But I think you're going to be hard pressed to find someone who's only just played their own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, the way that I write, I actually rely on my experience of other people's music to be able to not do anything like that. I'm saying, what can I do? Let me just write a riff. Like, I'm not intentionally thinking of that. I'll write a riff, and then, maybe for 30 minutes. And then at the end of that 30 minutes, there's like a critical point where I'm just like, does this remind me of anything?
Right.
And then if I say, no, cool, I go for another 30 minutes. And then I'm just like, this kind of sounds like something. Maybe I can kind of like switch it here, switch it here. That's literally my songwriting process. And there are some people who'll be like, I don't like to critique myself that way. The creative process and the analyzation process are two separate things. You can't put them together. And I don't, but I kind of do. I just do it really quickly. I do 30 minutes and then I say, let me look at this. Okay, I'm good. And then I write.
Because I think it must be really hard for you to like hear something like a riff that sounds really cool, or like, a switch in like a bogle, or like, something you like in a song, and not use that in your music, or like not intentionally.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
You're talking about the influence of other.
Yeah.
Influence. Okay.
Not completely, fully influence yourself.
The thing is that I've been trained. I've not been trained, but I've trained myself.
Right.
To learn music and be able to systematically break it down because of my work of teaching other kids how to systematically break things down. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense,
but you're coming from a teaching aspect. That's what's the.
But I'm not. But that's not my mentality.
Right.
That's just my skills.
But yeah, you've learned a different way of actually showing people how to do it. Yeah.
Those are the skills that I've developed. I've been able to just fucking, in my mind, I already know, is this something that someone else has done? Because my mind is able to. I've been trained to be able to recall something that I've heard before.
On that note, just because I thought it was a different question, a little bit like relying on tabs, but that's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Brian, somebody else. One of the things that it's not really anything to necessarily brag about, but it feels like bragging in a way of trying to be original. There's music that I've written in the past, and still I'm continuing to write music. But one of the things that I notice is people go, "Oh, that sounds like this. That sounds like that." Hold on, I got the toast. Got the toast for you, French tie.
Wow.
All right. So a lot of music. I haven't heard a lot of music. I didn't even know who like freaking Pantera, Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Van Halen. I didn't know who these bands were until after 2000. Like all I listened to was like oldies and Spanish music that my mom played. So when I would go write some type of music, what happened is it would pop into my head. I would hear every like nuance of the song like it was being played in there, and then try to map it out. Now when I go to play, I would try to find ways to just perform it and include the different voices that I hear in there. The only difference between from hearing from what Kyle's saying is that I never dedicated as much time to developing the skills to actually output the information in the brain. So a lot of times the information is still sitting in there, and I need to go and ask people, hey, can you listen to this and tell me what you think, and trying to like extract it from my brain. But I do know sometimes I'll play something, record it, lay it down real quick just to hear it back. And it comes back and I go, oh, that sounds like this. And then I literally will go, oh crap, that is this song. And it's just a small riff. Like if you hear a rapper or you hear somebody singing and you sing with it, but you change 2 words on it and you go, oh crap, I kind of stole that. And it's back to the drawing board. But mine is it's in the head. It comes out like that. If it's original enough, or people are moving their heads to it, then let's do it anyways. And I'm safe knowing that music is recycled, so I'm not plagiarizing. I'm just, damn it came back. And as I get older, it's going to come back again.
You know what? I think I'm probably the only one in this room that still writes out tabs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You write tabs out?
Because, and it's not guitar tabs that I write out. It's because when I played in a band, call it Headmine, we had one of my buddies, he fucking sucked as a bass player, dude. And I had to write 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 10. And he had to have it on paper. And then he would figure out the rhythm to it. So I still do it now, just like, okay, just so I know if I am eventually going to teach it to somebody, like, oh yeah, just these are the fret numbers. So it's a force of fucking habit. However, the way I began writing music is very early. I started like at 9 years old. And it's because I also had a mom that would play shit all over and over, but I began to sing early. So what I used to do is I got to counting right away. Like I knew bars and beats really fast because I got into hip hop really, really early too. So when you learn to count, you know exactly how long a section of your music is going to be. I've had the privilege to work with 2 guys in here, and they did fantastic on the songs that I produced. You know, and guess what? I actually visualized not even them singing, somebody singing it the way that was supposed to come out, and it was perfect. Actually, I got to hear Kyle do something I've never heard him do. Like sing really high.
My voice crack,
I've never fucking heard him do that. I'm like, that's exactly it. Yeah. He's like, fuck, hold on, let me do it again. Fuck, let me do it again. I'm like, fuck. And then I had Jaime work on this song that we collaborated on called Winter's Coming, and it was a Game of Thrones.
Winter's Coming.
Dude, both fucking songs exactly how I envisioned it. And he knocked it out the water. Plus, I had the privilege of being in a badass fucking facility over at the school where I used to work. I recorded Kyle in my living room. And it's...
Oh, you're talking about...
Lies and Deception.
Lies and Deception.
And the arrangement between the 2 songs, very different. Very fucking different. And I wrote them like that intentionally because I'm like, okay, I'm writing this for a vocalist. That's always my intention. Everyone's like, hey, you always have a lot of space in your music. Why is that? I'm like, because I want someone to eventually, like I can write an instrumental, but there's not going to be a room for someone to sing on it. Like if I want to write a track for Cliff, you know, but I already heard him sing. I know exactly what to play. You
know what was interesting about that though is that I took a really different approach to that song than I usually do. And as far as what you had mentioned, Jaime, is you know, about what I was saying about being original. I know how it can sometimes sound like I'm bragging, but my definition of art is an uninhibited expression of passion. That's it. If you can do that, then you're being an artist. And for
whether
me,
it sounds similar to something else or not.
For me, for me, that's
2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. We're going to sound similar at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. You know, it's very, very basic, you know? And if you're doing something that you fucking love and you're doing it 100% and it's just, you're just channeling it and going for it, who cares if it's looks like what somebody else is doing? It's still art. And I mean, I'm not saying that I discredit what other people's, you know, art is, if that's really what they're doing. Because I don't really think that that's a lot of what's happening in the music industry. I don't feel like people are being 100% purely passionate. I do feel like people are approaching music calculated. And they're saying this is what's selling, this and that and that. That you can just tell is not coming from that artistic aspect.
Find out who wrote a song. Exactly. So find that person, watch them perform their own song. Then you'll hear it. Then you'll see it. Yeah. And you're like, holy crap, that song is just completely different. One in mind is the Rascal Flatts song, which is like What Hurts the Most.
Oh.
Now
I've karaoke'd that before.
Everybody karaoke's that, but Rascal Flatts, right? But there's the original guy that does it, and I think his name's Billy.
Billy. Yeah,
it's on YouTube. You just look for that. Look for the original singer. Billy. Now, and the song takes on these textures, and he's a great guitar player, and he does it, and you can hear that's his true story. That's his shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you remember, like when you first hear it from the person, the big artist who has the fans because they've been marketed correctly and they have the right producers and they have the right connections. And it's a totally different song.
Absolutely.
And I was like, wow, I was blown away. I was like sitting there, crying. I'm like, I can feel the rain on the empty house.
So
I'll give you an example though, and then this might be out of your realm, too. You guys ever heard that song "Work" with Rihanna and Drake?
No.
Yes.
Tell me how they work.
Okay, that wasn't her song. That was not her song originally. There's this guy named Party Next Door. It's like two semitones down, and it sounds way different.
Yeah,
and it sounds like a fucking jam.
It does. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's beefy. It's really low and baritone, and they just up it 2 steps, put a Riri on it, take your clothes off.
Like I know that I know
clothes out.
I know there's a song on the new Kanye West album. I don't remember the name of the song because I don't follow him, but I heard it.
Oh, it's track 12 called The Kardashians. Love that track.
Wait. Are you talking about Tay-Tay?
I don't remember the song. If I hear it, I can tell you. So the thing about that song is they played the Kanye West version on the radio that show that I was listening to, and they're like, "This is what the Kanye West song sounds like." They're like, "Oh, okay." They're like, "Do you know that that's a sample?" And they're like, "No, like here's the original." And they played the original, and I'm like, "Well, that's a way fucking better song." Yeah, and it's just that it is. Now, do you guys believe in the theory that we've reached the point where there's no more new, there's nothing else new that we can come up with?
No.
That it's up to that level, and it's all just copies of each other.
In our genre of music, I would say that it's the gent thing, but a lot of that was kind of ripped off of Meshuggah. You know what I'm saying?
Meshuggah's a shit.
Also, in our genre of music, it's got to that point where you do have to be more intellectual about it. You know, I was talking about art earlier. I think there's that aspect of art that is really visceral, where it's just completely primal,
almost performance art,
and it comes, it's just raw. It's just fucking Janis Joplin. It's Iggy Pop. It's Joe Cocker. It's just fucking who knows where that's coming from. It's just in their soul and it's deep, right?
You know who's close to that shit? Adele, dude.
She absolutely is. But then, you know who else? On the other level, there's what Jaime was talking about, the songwriter, the Rascal Flatts.
Oh, by the way, the original writers, just because I want to give them credit, because like I said, I cried when I saw the real version of it. It's Jeffrey Steele and Steve Robson. Steve Robson is the English
Jeffrey
songwriter.
Steele. Never heard of him.
The American songwriter is Jeffrey Steele. Just want to give credit to them because
I didn't know. I think We're Alone Now was an original as well.
Who's that?
Think we're alone
Tiffany.
now.
Yeah, Tiffany was a mall
Get out of here.
and I didn't know that was an original fucking song.
It's a cover.
I was like, what?
The other thing that I was saying is that then you have, the more intellectual side of art and music, which is the King Crimson.
Oh,
which literally was Robert Fripp.
Yeah.
Robert Fripp was the original thinking man's guitarist. If it wasn't for Rob Fripp, there would be no gent whatsoever. And that is 100% fact.
Yeah.
You could also say the same
Bold
for Alan,
statement, but I'll
Alan
agree.
Holdsworth too.
Yeah.
He had a hand in it. He was insane. But Robert Fripp, I'm going to have to go ahead and say that his approach to using math in writing riffs, no one had ever done that the way he did. And if you've ever heard that guy do an interview, he's like a fucking rocket scientist. It's hard to even understand what he's saying. I'm not even joking. It's like he's listening to Shakespeare. Or
I feel that way about Neil Peart.
He's very, very
Like
smart.
reading
But
Nietzsche.
Cliff, I wanted to know, because we never really got around to you. Like, what is your take on the songwriting
Seriously,
process?
I
Like, do you
need
come
to
from
bring
the
a
visceral?
so I want to hear
Do you
this
come from the
perspective.
intellectual, or are you trying to tell a story? Like, what's your approach?
I think as a drummer, I would say most drummers are visceral. And I'm one of them. I'm pretty visceral in my playing, which kind of means that you're going off of a feeling from reacting to music you're hearing. But at the same time, if you want to like be like kind of delve deep into your craft, you have to understand the mechanical, and you kind of have to at times notate stuff out.
Right, and not Lars Ulrich the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah, like
Exactly.
Neil Peart. I mean, when you come to a point where what you're writing is so complicated,
Right.
you gotta fucking write that.
Well, and
you gotta be able
fucking
to see
writes
it.
lyrics.
And what do we have these days?
like,
Is
damn.
we have computers to be able to help us to manipulate. So it's a little easier. If you want to keep it old school, you can write it out. But the advantage is, because I mess around with writing drum parts too sometimes, it's easy to just grab one thing. Like if you're notating it, right, actually physically writing it by hand, maybe erase that and then drag it here and see where it would be instead.
Right.
And then work it out that way. On a computer, you just hit the play button and get to hear what it sounds like. Like I don't actually have to play the drums.
Right.
You know what I mean? I understand the mechanics of drums, so I
Right.
know how it works, but
That's why it kind of helps you out with the songwriting.
It's always interesting to get a drummer's perspective because
Yeah, because
because they're musicians
I
too.
think exactly. It's more common to hear from like a singer and a guitarist, because everybody's fucking into that.
'Cause
Because
I
nobody
know-
can
I
fucking
know
play the
Cliff.
drums on time.
Cliff plays for the song, right? That's your main purpose. Like you don't play for you.
That was my next question,
You
dude.
play for the song.
That's the goal.
But like, I have a question because I know. I mean, you're writing lyrics or you're writing a guitar riff. I mean, I know in drums. I mean, I'm not trying to discount it in any way because I try to play drums and I'm just not very 100% good at them. But you hit them hard or you hit them soft. You can do nuances, Jester. I mean, it's amazing. But I guess my question is, when you're writing, where do you pull the most primal, the most visceral type of reflex when you're playing, when you're writing something? Where do you pull it from? Do you pull it from deep in the bowels? Do you pull it from life? Do you pull it from something ethereal? Like I'm just curious about that from you. Like when you write, where are you pulling from? Because I find you pretty
I'm
deep.
trying to serve the song mostly, probably.
Song?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
the
the way
piece
that-
of music that I'm accompanying.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
you, you visualize riffs when you're playing?
Like, do you hear them or
Visualize
do you
them?
just
Hear 'em?
do
How do
that?
you visualize a riff?
It's
He
so
sees my
easy.
fingers.
Whoa.
He sees my fingers.
can see
My
No,
nose is
I
running.
understand. No, the visualization makes sense.
You're like,
It's an image in the head. It's almost like when in the psychedelics they say that the logo is just
Right.
a thing you see that takes formation, but it's not really seen
Yeah.
or heard.
Right.
But yeah, I guess that's my question for you is like where does it you're playing for the song, but I mean like where's it coming from a lot?
Well, I mean,
Like, excuse me.
wow.
I've studied music for a long time, so I think everything I play kind of comes from something I've heard subconsciously. So I'm just trying to emulate like a lot of the people I respect on the drums, you know.
All right, for those of you listening, let me just make one thing clear. If you ever have a conversation with a drummer, it would be the most intricate and interesting conversation you've ever had. Okay, to take for example, Dave Grohl. You've seen interviews with him, right? That dude is a fucking freak show, dude. And he plays everything.
Yeah.
And he fucking sings. Okay, Cliff plays and he sings. I believe you played bass too, right?
Yeah.
Can you still play?
I forgot.
You that's total bullshit. It's like riding a bike, ladies and gentlemen. But I feel like fuck, man. I mean, dude, if you're a drummer, I mean, I still play drums, but I'd rather be up front, you know, fucking killing the show. So, but I mean, what the? Yeah, we're getting there, guys. So I wanted to bring up this last one about totally unrelated. It's something that I wanted to kind of just, you guys call the shot, see what's going to happen. We're going to put it on record. Everyone's going to say it right now. When I count to 3, you shout out who's going to be the next president of the United States. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hillary.
So Hillary?
I said Trump.
See, Cliff's quiet because he doesn't want either.
Oh, I don't want either.
It's going to be Hillary Clinton. No, it's going to be Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
Hillary Clinton.
Chapo.
Hillary.
Wow.
El Chapo Clinton.
El Chapo Clinton.
Okay.
I said Hillary because just because I feel that that's the way it's going to go.
I'm literally going to vote. I'm already
either
registered.
way.
I'm going to vote and I'm going to put Megatron.
Yeah.
Megatron. Mega.
I think he would be able to do a better job.
Decepticons!
I mean, conspiracies and ideologies and theories aside, what's going to happen is we're going to see the next woman president. I'm calling it. I've called it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think so.
I think we're known for making history. And speaking of making history, I totally forgot.
I think
There's a new Vie Jester single out, right?
Yeah, there is.
Wow, that's history.
Wow. It's been like, what, 3 years?
You're fired.
Oh my God.
Don't even get me started.
What, do you guys have it? Do you guys have it on cue, man? I want to listen to it.
I have it on a cassette.
Cassette? Do you guys have the DAT tape?
That
Digital audio tape?
China.
China. There was a drinking game during the debates that you had to take a shot every time you said China.
Or I've been misrepresented.
Yeah, something like that.
I won the CBS poll. I was like, bitch, we need to know poll.
Yeah, but I like the end result of that game is even if you win, if you pass out before Hillary does, you lose.
That is some shit right there, dude.
I'm just saying.
I want. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Vie Jester has been a band that has played with the Ninja Turtles. They've played with Garfield, Heathcliff, all the greats.
Vanilla Ice,
MC Hammer,
Charlie Brown.
Actually, they closed for Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown opened for them.
Murphy.
Yeah. They guest starred the Great Pumpkin.
Yes.
That was when the Rugrats were opening too.
Yeah. Here's my opinion on Vie Jester. I'm gonna pretend like the members of the band are not here, but if I didn't know who they were, I would still buy their material. And for those of you listening, you guys got to check out this band. What makes them, here's my take on Vie Jester. What makes them unique, what gravitated me towards Vie Jester, to be honest, was the vocals. And the reason for that is just, it's not because I'm a singer.
Thanks, man.
It's because I just enjoy the content and the context of the words that are being spoken.
I enjoy your voice too, man.
And I know, bro. I know.
Lyrics.
Fucking puro porno.
Super goodness.
But I want to hear this one.
No
so
mames.
play it up.
Here we go. Feel free to critique as it goes.
Black nights are when I go
I like it.
out to see where you've been. Cat eyes, you run.
They also perform with Martin Lawrence,
so I'll
Black
chase
Nights.
you
That's right.
again. Your
And Ramon Ayala, right?
is drifting forward for a merciless gun. These days, you shoot me down. I see what you become.
This is mixed by Danny Balstocki,
Danny Balstocki,
Revolution
the one and only.
Studios. He's my neighbor, literally. He's lost like 100 pounds. He only eats plants. That's it.
He didn't used to be that way.
Remember that question he asked me? Would I rather chainsaw off my left arm or my hand?
That's an interesting question. That's a very difficult question.
And he said, which one would you do? Remember what I answered? I don't know.
This is where the fist pump. And then they don't realize that they're pumping fists in 9/4.
There you go with that mathematical shit. 9/4. 9/4 flow.
Cliff, do you have a chainsaw?
Or a spare grandmother in the back. Ooh. I have questions after the song's done, so
We will have answers.
yes. I guess I could toot the horn a little bit on this one. I tracked Clifford naked.
About naked on drums.
Clifford wore nothing but a loincloth, and we had this annoying squeak on the kick drum.
This is way more aerodynamic when he's naked.
Slapping the skin straight up.
Ball swinging everywhere.
Have me the tuner key, please. Oh, sorry, that's not.
Did you use this version to get the reaction recorded?
No, we had a different version actually. And when we filmed our promotional reaction video, we had a different version. I don't know if it was the second version or the first version. This is the fourth.
I think on the version they showed, it had Chris Brown on it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
We had to cut him.
Cascade was doing something.
Got it.
Wasn't
They had fucking Colourblind.
favorite full part.
I always feel the only part of the song it needs
symbol work.
needs a scream here somewhere. Yeah.
There we go.
I think this is the best part about it. There's not a lot of songs that actually do that.
They just get heavy.
They just play and just shut the fuck up and play instruments. Give me a nice little solo once in a while. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, when I heard this part, I was like, wow. You guys are on drugs.
Yeah, I checked my headphones first.
We were trying to make everybody else feel like they're on drugs too, which I think is the number one. The number one thing that the Beatles accomplished was that they were on drugs and they made sure you felt like you're on drugs and you're listening to Colourblind, Colourblind, number 9, number 9.
Número 24,
Does this song come in Braille? That's 50
purple?
50 Shades of Grey. I just want to know if it came in Braille.
Well, actually,
Edgar actually tracked this song and engineered it.
Thank you, Edgar.
yeah, I did. I twisted knobs.
He's a novelist.
Like, like pinching nipple titties.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll briefly talk about that process.
Los Globos.
The console that was used was an SSL solid state logic AWS 900.
Sound like a gun, bro.
Honey.
I used all the onboard equalization, compression, and microphones of choice. I'm not going to tell you, but all I know is that that whole fucking track was performance. It's all Cliff. You could record Cliff with one fucking mic and it'll still sound titties.
Thanks, bro.
Titties.
Chechas.
As far as like guitars and stuff like that, we fucked with a lot of different things, but you got to go to, you guys got to check out Revolution 9 recording. He's got some pretty good, he's got some toys in there, man.
Shout out to Danny Val's talking in Hollywood.
He does
Danny,
no
you gotta eat
chainsaws.
cheeseburgers, bro. You got to get back on the meat wagon, bro.
Definitely Rubik's Cube.
Well, one thing I wanted to, I don't know if you guys heard about, I'll bring this up because I brought it up before. I made a big stink about it, but I was sad. Did you guys hear about me being banned from Facebook for a whole week? No? Okay, let me
How was that? 3 days? 5 days?
It was a week. I couldn't post. I couldn't use Messenger. I couldn't do anything. I was banned, completely banned.
You could just watch.
And I
watch the world go by.
Here's the shit, though. I've been seeing that a lot of people are getting that exact same fucking not punishment, but saying fucking privilege was
reprimanding.
Well, okay, and it's because of the whole copyright infringement thing. Here's a big, and for those of you listening, just a heads up: be careful what you do because you might get a strike with Facebook. Because I got multiple already without me knowing.
All copyright related.
It's because when you use the fucking Flipagram app.
What is that?
It's a little Instagram app that lets you add music to your fucking photos, slides and shit. People are using copyrighted and published music. Vie Jester is copywritten and published, for example. Me and Eder can do it right now. Even you. Probably not because you're already locked in with the system. But if I upload a photo fucking collage or whatever, and I use, I don't know, Manifest, for example, they'll flag me. They'll send me an email.
Maybe. Here's my take on
Edgar.
that.
To Edgar, they will.
Oh, yeah. He's on a fucking target.
He's on a fucking list right now.
Yeah, he's already on the list.
And I'm just saying Facebook. I haven't even gotten to YouTube.
Here's my experience with that. And this is very, very, very recent. I was challenged by Mr. Jaime Salas here to do a push-up challenge.
Right.
And we have both been adding music to our push-up videos just to make it less boring, for another reason. And also I've been putting some like war protest type songs. Now, I don't know how you do it, but I have an app on my a program on my computer, and I was getting flagged for putting up music that was licensed.
Wow.
Now I had one song I had to turn the volume all the way down, and it didn't quite recognize it. It was "Eye of the Tiger." I even changed the pitch.
Yeah.
I manipulated the pitch in Logic, and it still flagged me. It said, we can't post your video because of this reason.
He also did push-ups to the tune. Snake, 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 snake.
I did. It was
snake,
it was hard.
snake.
It was hard.
Clam, clam, clam.
You know what
It was dope.
You know what the hardest part about it was?
Took me a second to watch that. Well, wait, he's going with its own.
You know what the hardest part about was to keep count of how many push-ups I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I was just trying to play along. I was like, how many am I doing? I actually worked it out before I started the push-ups. I calculated it.
Yeah.
So you were getting flagged, dude.
I totally
I like your master Miyagi.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
Here's the other shit though. Is people think that the workaround is to post from Instagram to Facebook. I'm like, hello, do you guys know who owns Instagram?
Yeah, right.
And they're flagging people too now.
I got the workaround. You want to know what it is?
What is it?
And this is another topic that we're going to talk about because I read Cliff's email. Is live recordings of videos,
right?
Of songs, excuse me, live recordings of the songs. So I wanted to use John Lennon's "Give Peace a Chance,"
right?
And I got flagged for his recorded version.
The actual master version?
I got a live version of it, and I went to YouTube converter MP3 YouTube to MP3.com or whatever that
right.
is.
Yeah.
And I used that version, no flag.
Yeah.
So now, if it's live, you're good.
From now on, because those aren't, they're not licensed.
Right.
The way that I got
from now on, I'm going to use those live versions using the YouTube to MP3 converter.
My workaround was real simple. Samsung. I don't have a computer right now. All I have is my phone, and it comes with some little presets. And anything that I do use is from somebody like Edgar, for example. I use songs that we've done together, or something maybe that he sent me that we've actually worked on together. If it's something we haven't touched, we won't do. But I know it'll come after, and it hasn't been out there. But otherwise, I use the it says joy or happy or family from Samsung. It's all
it's like is it the video editor Lite or the video editor, whatever it's called?
No, it's literally like the ringtones you can set for your alarms that I'm using in the background that just loop. It's 10, 20 seconds. It just loops, and I keep it as low as possible, and no one notices.
So here's what's happening.
Thank you for keeping up with those push-ups.
Okay, one, YouTube to MP3 is being sued by the RIAA and the whole fucking the whole posse, dude.
Which they should have been for a long time.
Right.
Here's the thing: is okay. I know, and I've gotten shit for this before from this friend of mine that he's adamant on just picking on me. And at one point, he just got really, really he got too heavy into this shit. I'm like, dude, I'm unfriending you and blocking your ass, dude. Damn. Like, enough. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. At the same time, but this is what I didn't tell him. I was testing the waters. to see if this is legit. Like they were talking about it. They were going to Congress for it. Okay, let's see if this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I have music. We all have music. Okay. I would purposely do that to see if I was getting flagged. I was not getting flagged, dude, at all. Not at all. Not. Oh, your video has been removed. Blah blah blah. I would see gamers do this shit, and I'm like, motherfuckers, dude, you guys are using my songs, dude. I've caught a couple people in my songs.
I think it's strange, but I think it really just has to do with what's in the Facebook library of songs where they're catching heat.
Right.
Because I use a song from The End of an Age on my video today, and it went through. It was their new single. And they're on iTunes.
Yeah, they're published.
And they're published.
Shattered Reality, right?
And exactly, Shattered Reality. Shout out to those guys.
Dude. Yeah.
Killer fucking music. Those guys should be protected, but they're definitely not. Facebook doesn't give a fuck about The End of an Age.
I think the second part too. I mean, for that too is Edgar. You have a lot of views. You have a lot of followers that check your stuff out.
I do.
So not only it's there's definitely not some guy in the back who like, oh, let's make sure we find out they're not using copyrighted music here. Oh no, they're using that Rage Against the Machine again.
Yeah.
It's just looking at the freaking levels of the song that matches up. It's a pattern.
Exactly.
So, but and they say the more popularity you get, it's just like taxes. You make more money, they want to take a piece of it.
Now here's the other side of the coin with this. Me and Ed are huge. Oh, you as well. We're huge Vice on HBO fans.
Look this too.
You as well, right? And I was heavily into this last season, right? So I would post clips and stuff like that. Okay, two things happened. All right, one, I posted a clip of I think it was when the Asian girl went over to speak to one of the Arabic presidents or something, and the guy told him, "Oh yeah, maybe I should get you a man to cut off your nose or something like that."
What?
I posted that clip. I credited the show, everything, Vice and HBO. They sent me a notice. Okay, you don't have to do anything, but someone claimed it was them. Fine, you can view it. Limited in some countries. Cool. The second one I uploaded, I also give credit, was, I forgot his name, but it was Brett Favre talking about taking 15 Vicodin at once.
Oh, I remember that video.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's what got me. I can't do shit.
Dude, who's the other guy who just came out? Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle is 65 a day.
Wait, Kurt Angle?
65 a day.
Yeah,
dude.
Kurt Angle was some ridiculous.
65. That's we'll get into that in a second.
Dude.
Holy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
They
He's
should
gonna
be dead.
die soon.
Yeah.
But he stopped wrestling.
Yeah, point being is,
I guarantee you'll have a heart transplant.
Yeah, dude. Point being is, I got flagged, and then they sent me this notice saying you can't monetize, you can't go live on YouTube until October, and this was July. So next month, my privileges are back up, and you get a strike on your account. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Okay, that was YouTube, and then followed by this bullshit with fucking Facebook. I'm like, you sons of bitches, dude. And then I'm a fan of Joe Rogan, right? So I would post clips from them, like short little 1 minute clips, right? Yeah. But he's been on record saying, hey, I'm not into taking that shit down and claiming it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so it's cool. We could share his work. As long as the person gives you publicly say, you can use my shit. It's fine. I'll do it. And it's out of being mindful and sharing.
You also have kind of like a little bit conversation with the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I
openly in public.
Yeah, I met him in public. I've talked to him on Twitter. I mean, I'm not starstruck by the guy, but I'm very, very intrigued by his subjects, and he's an awesome fucking commentator.
Yeah.
But point being is, okay, they were fucking okay. They sent me a notice about that, and I'm like, no, what the? So I had to write an appeal, and that's what got me banned.
Appeal?
Yeah,
because you brought attention to say, hey, I'd like to just say that, like, fuck you.
Yeah, and I'm like, make sure, you have to credit the person, put their Twitter handle, their Instagram handle, the whole description of the episode. So they're asking all that shit.
They're asking you to put the handles, not just share it.
Yeah,
because I also just share a lot of shit, and I've never been
like, I'll even watermark it with their logo, and then say I don't own rights to this shit.
Even sharing stuff from their main page, gets you in trouble.
Yeah,
that is fucking crazy.
I want to know,
because you can't download it and upload it on your own shit.
I want to know how Facebook has that kind of protection, but YouTube doesn't. With all the lyric videos that are going on.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know, it really doesn't make sense to me.
I think the lyric stuff might be around the rules of what you were talking about before, which is the live stuff.
Sometimes they are, but mostly it isn't.
Because because like live stuff can be credited, I guess, as a parody or some shit like that.
Sure.
That's what a lot of the rules fall under, the parody rules.
But that's for live, and not all of it is live.
And that's the shit, though. It's like, okay, they're starting to crack down, which, I mean, I guess it's all right, you know, that they're finally starting to crack down. Because a lot of people are fucking complaining, especially starting out, you know, so artists that are just starting out. If you do everything online, you get paid for nothing.
Exactly.
You know, and people just use your shit for free. So that's cool, you know, but Facebook is getting to the point where they're controlling a lot of shit. It's getting ridiculous how much stuff, how much stuff they're starting to control. And
plus they don't monetize shit, dude.
Exactly. No, they don't.
They take your money to boost a fucking post.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. You know, I think slowly Facebook is going to start to be one of these companies that is going to slowly disappear. Because they're going to start to crack down on shit even more. And things are getting, you know, a lot crazier.
Back to Friendster. Let's do it.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of the new generation, the younger generation is on Facebook. I just don't think it's not their
Young is still on YouTube.
No, it's Instagram and Snapchat.
Yeah, it's not their medium. No. It's Snapchat.
Snapchat for in one respect. I know a lot of kids are on the YouTube and they follow broadcasters like podcasters.
And gamers.
It's definitely YouTube.
Yeah, it's mostly gamers and how-to videos.
Yeah.
Then it just boggles my mind that my nephew watches fucking like Minecraft.
So it's their entertainment is YouTube, and their form of communication with each other is Snapchat. Whereas our generation is kind of like it was all Facebook because you could link all the YouTube videos, you could do all that.
Yeah.
Also, we're still watching YouTube a little bit too, but for them, it's definitely YouTube for entertainment. And obviously it's a forum.
Dude, when you get a regular text message, do you feel a little bit like, why didn't you message me?
Yeah, right. I think it's that.
Why didn't you put something on my Facebook?
I think Facebook.
Like when you get a regular ass text message, do you feel kind of like,
phone?
Yeah, like someone sends you a regular text message, MMS, like regular, and it says like, hey, what's up? And you're like, why didn't you send me a Facebook Messenger message with a little picture of a cat and a heart?
I haven't gotten to that point yet, but
I'm starting to feel that right now. I'm like, dude, this is weird. I have no emotion control. I can't send you gifts.
Yeah, right.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one, man.
I'm just saying.
But I think we're moving into that. I think it's the new generation. Like I said, you know, they want things fast.
Yeah.
They don't want to read. They just want everything to come at them quickly. Yeah. I can watch it a couple seconds, get the whole idea of what the hell you're talking about, and then just go on to the next thing. Go on to the next thing.
Goddamn millennials.
Yeah.
Dude, something that Terrence McKenna said, and he's like that whole, you know, philosopher, psychedelic, forefront guy, shrooms. One of the things he said memes are going to be the most important thing.
Oh,
memes,
God.
Memes. And I'm like, what does he mean by that? And it's like this small little bit of information that has all this kind of like emotional and visceral response to it. And I'm like, I didn't understand how that worked. And then I go, that's the whole damn truth. It's a little image with a small amount of words.
Yeah.
And the danger about that, is that it's like, it's subjective. You're going to get your own reactions and emotions about it.
Absolutely.
But the right meme at the right time with the right audience is going to just go like a virus.
And because it does that, because it does that, it's starting to get like, I know there's been a lot of people that get in trouble because they share stuff and they don't credit the original artist of whatever meme. It's a fucking
plagiarism
meme.
is really bad.
But
now
it's starting to be like Jaime said, you know, these memes are starting to be, you know, if you word something correctly that has a picture with the right words and the right meaning, it can go fucking viral, which is what everybody counts now as fucking currency. Just anything that goes viral. So since it goes viral, of course I want credit for that shit. I want nuclear rock plastered all over that.
I spent 8 hours working at my job and I spent the other hours just sending memes and tagging you guys. Dude, look at this rabbit. It's even here. Really funny.
For Edgar,
unless
that has more.
Fucking 12-hour days.
For Edgar to just, you know, that has more followers, pull it, and then he gets the credit and I get nothing. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but more followers, more problems.
For me, the flip side of that is that we've basically bred a new generation that is used to getting their information in these tiny fragmented bits of information at a time. And there's a high likelihood of it being just plain false information.
Right.
And they don't have the mental capacity, or I should say the attention
span
span to really look at a well-written article.
To fact check.
To fact check on the internet, which is already hard because Google gets scrubbed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And be able to think critically.
Yep.
We just don't have that. I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, I don't see that with you guys, but even our generation is that way.
Yeah.
We don't fucking think critically. We don't want to read something has a lot of information and is information based. All of the shit that you see right now that is on Facebook is emotion based, and that's what has spawned our two presidential candidates. Is it's all based on emotion and garbage. That's literally the main reason why Donald
Trump better than they fight with each other, and they're just shooting shit at each other. And I see and look at how the meme worked. Right, somebody sent a meme and goes, "Dude, you see these people fighting with each other? They don't give two shits about you."
Yep.
Right.
And what they're doing for you. They care more about defeating the other and muckraking and just making the other one look less so that their position's stronger, they win, and that's it. And I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
And conspiracies against each other, they've been, I mean, you can just look up how many conspiracies are with Hillary and with with Trump. But do people actually look at what the fuck the conspiracy is about and what actually all the investigations that have been done to these conspiracies actually bring up? People just say, "Oh, Hillary had fucking emails and she had a server." Okay,
that's
it. You fucking know what she's talking about?
Exactly.
You actually know what it takes to have a server in your house.
Do you know what Benghazi is? So like, I don't play Pokemon.
Exactly.
Go.
Do you know what the what do they call it? The Clinton is it the Clinton? No, it's not the administration. The foundation.
Yeah.
Oh,
you actually know what that actually does and how they fucking cleared it.
Dude,
there's a reason why we call it Enter the Rabbit Hole.
Before we wrap things up, I just want to add that the latest WikiLeaks was a email from Hillary that said she was involved with going into Syria to basically create more of an easier situation in Israel concern in relationship to Iran. They said, how do we leverage against Iran to make things easier for Israel and their conflicts right there? And they said it was in an Hillary unclassified email, or I don't know if it was unclassified.
I read one of the screenshots.
It was in the leaks, and it said, literally, it's the first sentence. It's like, the way that we do this for Israel is we go in and we give aid to the regime to overthrow Assad in Syria. I was like, fuck, it does not get any more blatant.
I did not see that meme, but yes.
No,
I'm saying, if it was a meme, I would have seen it.
Yeah. For those of you listening, if you want the Cliff Notes version of all that stuff, just look at Twitter. You'll see a bunch of screenshots.
I'm sure Twitter's got that.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you guys don't want to read through all that
you
shit,
gotta be careful.
All I'm saying is make Americatron again. Megatron 2007.
Megatron. But anyway, I mean, we're wrapping up here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Voodoo Kyle.
Thank you.
Nuclear Rock Eder, Psycho Sane, and Clifford CX3 Conway, who just worked 19 hours.
Double.
Grooming dogs and cats and
90
shit.
90 hours.
And I am Mr. Ed Namrok. Tune in next time. We have some more shit. And then we'll probably get even more naked.
More topics.
But this is the Pyroclast podcast, where hot topics explode and anything goes. We'll see you next time.